technical difficulties.
I had like a minute of content. Wow,
Yeah,
now we
yeah.
have to like riff.
Yeah.
Maybe we could, beatbox or something. Oh, I got a thumbs up.
Oh, okay, now we're good. All right. Runners, are you ready? Okay, looks like we're ready. All right, from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, guys. So this is Celeste, and today we have an amazing race for you guys today. TGH, Chaikitty, two phenomenal runners of this game. And, I guess, we're in prologue. We should probably introduce the couch.
Yeah. So what's up, you guys? I'm FCRacers here. I love this game and commentated all over the place, so looking forward to this wonderful race between these two.
I'm Lev. I also run this game.
And I'm Dave, commentate for this game, play this game, love this game.
I'm Kevin, and I did sound for this game with Power Up Audio. We're not doing sound for this event. That's all Mark. Thanks, man. But I am going to move the SD mic.
Oh, you're going to, okay.
Do a classic mic adjust right here. There you go.
Thank you so much.
the live audio tech right here.
Here we go.
But alrighty, so this is Celeste. To pretty much simplify what you guys are going to be seeing, the players are going to be using their dash and jump abilities in different, precise combinations to get different things to happen. One thing you're going to see on Teja's screen here, he does a reverse hyper. Unfortunately, he takes a death there, but you can dash one way and then use your momentum to fly another way. And another thing you're going to see players do is they will dash up into walls, and they can kind of deflect off walls to get extra height.
So we're moving along. Chai's going to go for an ultra into corner boost here, getting that nicely done. Tej as well getting that. Oh, a different strat there. Was not expecting that at all, but catching up ever so slightly. Also, as a heads up too, we're going to be looking at that IGT, the in-game timer, as what we use for our runs. And it's pretty much dead even right now. Just Tej about... Actually, no, it is about dead even now. We had a little flub there from Chai. As we get close to the end of City here. Again, the first two chapters of Celeste are very short, so there's a lot of things that are going on. And we'll do our best to quickly pick up on it. But we got Tej getting out of City first, Chai right behind as we get ready to move into Old Site.
Yeah, that's already...
Here we go.
Okay, so they're going to be starting Old Site here. And yeah, that's the second chapter of the game. There's a total of 7.
Yeah, so chapter 1, that was like a minute long. There's definitely way more game to play. Each chapter is not a minute long, but chapter 2, another short and sweet one here. We get introduced to some new mechanics that we will see in the next screen, being these dream blocks. We have the ability to dash through those and fly through them. Additionally, we have the ability to jump out of the dream blocks, as well as we can do something called a hyper dash out of the dream block, where pretty much, I said you use your dash and your jump in a certain combination to make certain things happen. If you dash while being crouched into the ground and you jump out of that, you can get some crazy momentum flying out of that. So you're seeing that all the time. The players are utilizing all of the tech that they have available to them at all times. And that is the beauty of Celeste, where the entire game is played without you knowing any of this. And then you get to the extended levels that are after the main story, and then you finally are informed about all of the speed tech that is applicable to all of the levels of the game. It's beautiful design.
Speaking of crazy, can we take a minute and talk about that sync that happened at the beginning of this chapter? That was absolutely nuts. Yeah. But we got Tej getting into the final section here of the battle and chase, getting out clean. We got Chai right behind. So we got this difficult section here where we have these 4 coins. You have to, or 3, excuse me. You got to hit them all to open that door. Chai running into a little bit of a problem there, but able to get out.
That was close.
All right. And now we have Tej getting into the infamous Awake section. If you've seen the task, you know what is capable of this, but Tej's going to do his very best to try to move along as smooth as possible.
Yep. The thing about the Awake section is that there's nothing there to really kill you, but if you don't have perfect movement, you can lose 10 seconds or even more. It's crazy.
That was a lot. It's a very bonk-heavy section, definitely.
Yes, definitely. And TGX getting to do very cleanly here. We got Chai with just a little bit of a hang up there, but picking up the pace again as Tej is getting ready to go into my personal favorite chapter. It's an unpopular opinion, but chapter 3.
That's shocking to me.
It's a good chapter.
I love this chapter. I love this chapter so much. like I could spend the whole time to just get hype about it. But we have another new mechanic here. We've got some dust bunnies. We also have another special guest that's going to be showing up here in a little bit. But cycles are going to come into play. So for the most part with Celeste, you don't have a cycle. You know, the rooms are very static. Like when you come in, everything is kind of set in place. And that is the case also here with Chapter 3. But since when you die, there's an animation of respawning, the cycle starts before you get to move your character. So some situations you kind of have to come up with maybe a backup strat if you die in a room, and it gets a little tricky. And the dust bunnies they're not nice. They can be very, very mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So pretty much the players are going to have like 2 different strats for any screen that has cycles because they're most likely familiar with what happens when you die on each screen. You know, just as a side note, one thing I would like to point out about this chapter that's my favorite is, you know, we're collecting a series of keys to open a series of doors. But one thing you might not notice is every time we open up a door with a key, more instruments get added into the mix.
Yes.
And that is one of the things I absolutely love about this game. It's just the way the music progresses. Like,
Yeah, and actually we'll get it here.
you get the synth now.
Yes.
That's great.
I love it. All right, so Teach is getting into a huge mess. There's not really any hazards here, but there's just very tight movement and platforming going on. So using our dash mechanic to just kind of get through, we're gonna get a wall bounce here, and one more for good measure. Excellent work there.
All right, so this is the huge mess section. You can see that there's 3 different paths in this giant room that's really messy. So our runners are basically going to be cleaning up the resort. At the end of each path, as TGH is going to get there soon, there's going to be a button, and that button cleans out every block of the certain type. So you can see he just hit the button that cleaned out the chests, I believe, and there's no more chests. So this makes certain rooms easier and harder depending on which route you take. Basically.
Yeah, the modular level design is really, really crazy how it actually works where, you know, the rooms are different because, you know, your books may be missing or the towels might be missing and hazards are there or, you know, a floor that was safe for you is no longer there. And actually certain speedrun routes of this game require you to do the rooms in different orders. So, you know, these players have tons of strats in their heads for all these rooms. And to be able to do the right strats on the fly, TGH with a nice demo dash there,
yeah.
which we are going to actually see that later. You know, if you were paying attention to TG's screen, he just seemingly went through a solid wall of dust bunnies. That is because we have a way to dash that shortens our hitbox. And seemingly, those walls are very solid, but there is just enough of a gap between the hazards where if we do what's called the demo dash, we shorten our hitbox and we are able to squeeze through that. The first main application of this was discovered in this chapter, and it's actually going to be coming in this section that teaches in now, which is the elevator shaft. Very, very crucial part of the run, and you know, it's something that all runners hope that they get first try.
And the demo dash being one of the very few movement mechanics that was not intended. And when we all saw it the first time, we were like, what in the heck even just happened there? That was insane. So it's coming up very soon here. Let's see if he gets it.
Yeah, I want to see if Cheech is going to go for a checkpoint. He's not. Ooh.
Oh, big risk to take there.
Yeah, so by not taking that checkpoint, you see that he has spawned back into the room and you lose a lot more time. The other option, as you see here, he's jumping down and coming back. So now the checkpoint is right next to this demo, but he gets their second try.
Second try, very nice.
And he's going to get it too.
Like
Moving on.
Dude,
not bad.
Chai with the first, and man, we got a race.
Let's go.
I might add, though, in the new chapter of Celeste, the demo is intended. So now we can it was intended. It's
Dude,
intended.
the demo dash
Totally
is
fine.
canon.
It's canon.
Those rooms are amazing, man. I'm so happy they're actually a thing.
All right, so we got our special guest, Oshiro, here. For the most part, he's just going to kind of line himself up with where Madeline's position at. And you can see a streak of lightning, and he's going to just run straight across. The route is designed so that we don't really, he's never in the way. But with the dust bunnies and all the other things that are happening in this stretch, anything is possible. And we have seen hangups happen here and there. I'm hoping my commentary curse does not come out as I say that. But so far, so good. Teach about to get into the final room here. Chai not too far behind. All right,
His final screen for Tej is the longest one in the chapter.
Yeah, this one, taking it, death is very brutal. We're going to get some corner boosts there, and Tej is out. Nicely done to 424. Very good time.
Yeah,
Chai
yeah.
not too far behind. Actually, Chai getting a faster time at 417.
Oh, he's
So
closing up the lead.
yeah, catching up there.
So yeah, with IGT, I believe there's like a 6 or 7 differential between the players. So yeah, and there's still plenty of Celeste to be played. So we got a nice race going here.
All right, coming up is the 4th chapter called Golden Ridge, and you can see here soon you're going to be able to see a very controversial mechanic among the community. Some people really don't like it. Of course, it's going to be wind, as you can see here. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
We go from my favorite chapter to my least favorite chapter. I'm just going to put that out there right
Dude,
now.
I'm not going to have to disagree with you there because Chapter 3, nice bite-sized chapter. You know, these players are most likely going to finish this in less than 3 minutes, and it is so tech-heavy. Like, there are so many cool strats. Archie?
Yep. We got the Archie.
So
Archie also canon, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Archie is in the
Archie
game.
is canon.
Archie is Celeste's favorite bird, and that room, it's in the next screen that Chai is about to be on. If you demo dash into this bubble, it raises the bubble so that you can do an upright dash, or you can dash the bubble upright directly into the key coin. It saves quite a bit of time in that screen. It's very nice. Tej is going to be going for a very
good trick
like, watch
here.
this.
Nice.
Oh,
Let's go.
So
that,
sick.
that
Oh, geez.
I've heard that's like sub-pixel dependent to get that wall jump, or that ceiling wall jump, or whatever that tech is called. Normally you're supposed to take a block. You see Chai actually is going to grab the block here. You take this block and you can use its momentum to skip the screen.
Oh, no. Just dashing too early there off that Ultra. He's going to do this again.
All right, the thing about the ceiling pop strat is that the dash after it has a 2-frame window, so it's very difficult. And if you mess it up, it's...
Okay, Chai.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
Chai.
Wow. I haven't seen that before.
Yo. All right, now Teach actually going for a nice Ultra setup here, too. Nice. Just not
Very
even getting the
nice.
coin. Just like, I don't need that. It's fine. Taking that top route there, too.
Yeah, the under ceiling jump thing, whatever it's called, that's a great example of one we knew you could do, but we had no idea how to do it. We just kept seeing it here and there in playtesting, like, oh, someone will figure out probably, but who knows? And there it is. It
It's
happened.
like, it's one of those things that would happen to you in play, but you have no idea how it happens. So
Yeah.
it's just amazing that it's actually incorporated to a real strat.
So now you see our runners are going to go into a section called Cliff Face, in which there's very strong wind. And the thing about wind is that it doesn't affect you if you dash. So if these runners don't dash, they basically can't move. So you're going to see a lot of dashing in this section.
And also we have the notorious snowballs as well. Kind of like a Shiro, except that there's no tell. They're set to like a rhythm. And the closer you get to the end of the screens, the more dangerous they get, because it's just like they can just come out of nowhere and just knock you out. But Teach not having a problem there. Getting to the final screen here. Chai not too far behind. Getting set here into his snowball section, but Teach about to get to the gondola and get out of Golden Ridge here. Nicely done.
All right, so Chai trailing right behind. He's going to be finishing this chapter very soon. And there isn't too big of a lead. This race could go either way now.
Especially as we move into Mirror Temple. So Mirror Temple, we do things a little bit different here. So you've been seeing the A sides. We actually are going to grab a cassette tape, which is a collectible in the game, that will unlock the B sides. And it's designed to where if you clear a B side, you will actually unlock the next chapter if it's not already unlocked. So it is faster to get the tape, go to the B side, and then just run through that, then just doing the entire 5A chapter.
Well,
so
design is a strong word.
yeah, it's
That was a happenstance result that was not intended either. And yeah, we fully embraced that one too. That was a bit of a question, like, do we patch this? But it leads to some pretty interesting options for speedrunning, so left it in.
That's really cool that you allow players to have the option, and it does create like a skill gap, or allows for more of a skill gap. You're going to see Teach go for a pretty sick strat here.
Let's see if he gets it. Yep. Coming through with the yeet.
Ooh, nice. Very nice.
In that nice corner boost in the depth section.
All right, so now Tej is going to soon be collecting cassette tape, which actually unlocks the B-side of the chapter. This is not where you go if you want to finish this chapter. It's like an alternate route that you go just to collect the cassette, and here it is.
And what's cool about the B-side, the cassette tapes, they have these blocks here that are set to the music, and they alternate back and forth, similar to, like, you'll see it in, like, Mario games and a few other titles as well. But Teach is plowing through that, getting a 110 for the tape grab.
Try
there.
with
Very
the
nice.
yeet. There it is.
Oh! That was like pixels off.
That was a half E.
My mistake.
Oh, no, trying to get
Overzealous.
the other strat.
But all right, so one of the main things you're going to see in 5B, pretty much right out the gate here.
First,
there's
the music.
Oh, well, right out the gate here, we get this amazing track. But yeah, so we're going to sort of abuse some checkpoints here, where we're going to re-enter a screen through a undesired location that the game doesn't expect us to re-enter the screen from. Thus, we can manipulate a respawn point. You're going to see Teach set this up here. He's going to go through a loading zone at the top of the screen and try to time a precise jump that he can fall back down.
Yeah,
Very nice.
And when you respawn, it puts you over there on the right side. That is a nice time save.
2 frames?
It is 2 frames, then you have to hold the jump for 1 frame, I believe. So it's a very tough trick.
Yeah, like you need to have like the jump pressed and released within 2 frames. But because of the way like you can buffer inputs into the screen, I want to say it's a 4-frame window, but it needs to be released within 2 frames.
Yeah, very cool.
So yeah, just incredibly precise, very crucial for this level. Saves around like 25 seconds or so. Chai's gonna be coming up on it as well. He's on the screen.
Oh,
wow.
Taking a death,
Spinner just taking him out there.
Painful one there.
taking a death on the screen is very.
Chai.
Nice,
nice.
Chai. Getting that nice Bubs drop.
As I was saying, taking the death on the screen is very hard. It's very bad because the death cycle isn't very nice to you. It's not nearly as nice as the entry cycle, so you're gonna have to do a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, these saw blades are vicious.
And also with 5B2, Bubs drop is a very heavily focused part of the chapter, but the rest of the chapter is no slouch either. As you'll see, we got the Seekers coming in. We're gonna have the notorious Seeker Gauntlet room coming up, as well as Theo. We got Teach coming up here he's gonna be setting up for a really nice strat here. So he's gonna time his boost off the Seeker to get over here, and then he's gonna just kind of creep underneath
Man,
and just get this guy.
that room's gone through so much iteration as far as how to do this with a speed run.
Oh no, he's running into a little bit of trouble there.
And each iteration gets more difficult.
It's just crazy, yeah.
Woo, okay.
All right, so now we're in the Theo section. You can see there's Theo, which we haven't talked much about. He's basically climbed down with us, and usually in the casual playthrough, people talk to him, but we don't because this is a speed run. And now he's trapped in a crystal because of story. And we're gonna have to carry him. This is the Gauntlet room, by the way. This is like one of the hardest rooms in the game. And good job, Teach. This is first try.
Very nicely done.
And just the way that you can conserve momentum by dashing into Theo makes them for some really crazy strats in this chapter.
All right, so Teach in the last screen here.
Very nice cycle skip. And he's gonna get the heart.
We got Chai here going into the Gauntlet room too. Getting out very nicely here. Almost done. I'm curious if Chai's gonna throw Theo or not. I
He
wonder if he's
might
gonna
do a very interesting thing at the last
we'll see.
room.
We'll see.
Watch for that. And there it is.
Yeah, getting set up here as Teach is getting ready for Reflection.
Oh, taking him back up. Oh,
Okay, I think that too. Theo's cool for
scary.
now.
yeah.
But all right, so here in Chapter 6, there's a nice little skip that we're going to see here on Teach's screen momentarily. It's called the Lake Skip. As much as we would like to see every Kevin block that the game has to offer, we're going to do a very precise wall jump right there to kind of skip the section.
So there is a very tiny section, like below the spikes, where you can actually wall bounce on the wall, and I believe it's 3 frames to get it. It's very hard, and if you don't get it, it loses quite a bit of time. So good job.
And so we got the feather mechanic here. He's gonna make his way up and run into good old Kevin.
Thanks, guys. That's me right there. Yeah.
Chai getting that lake skip as well. And now we're moving through Hollows. Now Hollows is very interesting, where we have different routes that we can go. There's either the top route or the bottom route. And if I'm not mistaken, there's only one time that we'll take bottom route. But everything else is always on the top. And,
Yeah, I think so. You can see there's the first diverging path right here. He's just gonna go to the top path because it's faster.
So you're gonna see a lot of that. We also have the bumpers here. They're gonna come into play a little later, actually, like right now. Nice ultra into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these bumpers. These bumpers act exactly like you think bumpers would act. They just push you in the direction opposite to where you touch them. And sometimes it can get very annoying because it's like, I don't want to say consistent, but if you go like 1 pixel higher, you would launch a completely different direction.
Yes.
So Yeah.
And in addition to that, with the bumpers, if you're holding away from the bumper when you hit it, you actually get a double boost, which allows for certain strats to happen on screens. One thing you also might hear, you'll hear us say Ultra Dash, or, oh, that was a good Ultra. Pretty much what that means is if a character, or if somebody hyper dashes, and they do a downward angle dash after doing a hyper dash or having large amounts of momentum, the thing about down angle dashes is it will actually chain or add to momentum. Whereas, like, if you dash left, right, up, down.
Boy.
Ooh, with the bumpers,
Trying
man.
to improv, didn't work out.
But yes, the down angle dashes have a property where you add to the momentum, whereas the other dashes have a fixed speed. So if you chain momentum with down angle dashes, that's what we refer to as the ultra dashes.
Yeah, it's less that the horizontal dashes have a fixed speed, but it's that they reset your velocity. So part of the design of Celeste is that, Matt, God bless them, said no cap on speed. Go as fast as you want, you Tassers have a good time. And we just, again, didn't foresee that down angle dashes could be chained like that. We knew you could hyper over and over again, but didn't see quite the full breadth of what was possible.
And then speaking of no cap on momentum, we're actually going to see that here on TG's screen.
Yeah, don't blink.
So just try to keep an eye on Madeline.
If you can.
We got time for a donation?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, great. Hey guys.
Hey, KungFu.
Hey, I'm back. I didn't actually leave. Okay, so we have a $10 donation. This is from Amber Cyprin, who says, hey y'all, Amber here. While I can't be there at TwitchCon this year, I had to donate during the Celeste race. I know TG and Chai have been working hard at this category to bring you all the best race for a great cause this weekend. Shout outs to all the staff involved with every GDQ event, the runners, and of course the commentators. Good luck with this event. Wish I could be there, and I love you all.
Thanks, Amber.
Thanks, Amber.
Yeah, thanks, Amber.
All right, so now both of our runners are going to be in the boss fight section. So you can see Badeline here. We haven't talked too much about her, but she basically represents the part of you. FC, you want to explain?
Yeah. Like your negative attributes.
Badeline is basically referred to as part of Madeline, so for the most part. And she's basically trying to convince Madeline to go home and not to climb this mountain. So story-wise, this is like the big cultivating moment where it's just these two facing off against each other. And you don't get to see it in the speedrun because we do have the skip cutscene options, but it's definitely like a powerful turning point in the game from a casual's perspective. So if you haven't played the game yet, it's definitely something to pick up. I know when I went through this part, I was just blown away by everything and how everything kind of comes together. It's definitely something to check out. But we got Tej here getting close to the first half of it being finished. So we have a little bit of chat here between Badeline and Madeline.
And then she suddenly gets telekinesis powers and starts throwing blocks at us, trying to squish us.
Nice little change in the music too, and just a couple tricky areas here. We got Chai right behind, just about a screen and a half. I mean, this is a really tight race, especially as we get into Summit.
Yeah, Summit's literally a third of the game.
Yeah.
So there are definitely lead changes that happen in Summit.
Yeah, when we said the chapters get longer as you go, we weren't joking.
Oh yeah.
I think it's mostly just movement for a while here. Want to get another donation in?
Yeah,
KungFu?
absolutely.
Take it away.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we have a $25 donation from Tiny Tim.
Yo.
All right.
He says, hey all, had to donate for Celeste, TGH, and my mate Dave on the couch. You are both amazing people. Good luck on the race, TGH and Chaikitty. Here's to an amazing GDQx. Cheers.
Cheers.
So the screen TJ just passed is the last screen of the Battleline fight. It's very notorious for ending runs. If you take a death at the end of this screen, which is very easy if you get slightly off cycle, you lose over 10 seconds. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you'll notice that Madeline, a little change in the hair color here. Nice little pink hue going on.
We're level 2 now.
Level 2. And as you'll see on Chai's screen, we actually have 2 dashes now, and this is going to be a very important component as we run into the final chapter here in any percent, and that is Summit. So a quick breakdown on Summit. It's a nice recap of the entire game. We start out in the quote-unquote reflection section here, and each section is counted off by increments of 500 meters, which is homage to classic Celeste. So, and we're going to revisit City, Old Site, Celestial Resort, go, the whole first 5 chapters before we get to the actual summit part of the mountain. And the big thing here is the level design is set up to complement that new dash. So not a lot of floor, and a lot of spaces where we just utilize both of them. But with that dash, we get a lot of ultra setups too. So it's the big climax.
Yeah. In the speed run, we use these 2 dashes to do some very crazy stuff. You'll see it soon.
So we got Teach in the city part. And again, with the music too, like you get those nice reminiscences of each section.
The way that the instrumentation references the original chapters, like I appreciate this song so much.
Yes.
But so on the screen after the one Teach is on, I love this strat here where he's going to do a reverse dash jump into an ultra dash.
Oh.
I just have to call it out, man. There you go. That's looking hot.
Yeah.
We got Chai Chai is just about 2 screens behind, so this is very, very close.
Cheeky corner jump coming up, Teach.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. So cheeky.
Yeah, those angle dashes.
There he goes. Giving time for Chai to catch up.
Yeah, those angle dashes into the corner jumps are they're really cool. They're pretty difficult to get down at first, but it's one of those things where once you get it, you got it. But it makes like more strat opportunities, and it's great.
Right. So at the end of every section, there's this cutscene skip that you can see. And the thing about it is that if you skip the cutscene like 1 frame earlier, the option instead of skip cutscene is retry. So the room is very long. So you go back to the very beginning of the room and lose like 15 seconds sometimes.
Yeah. I gotta slow down. Just slow down.
Yeah, can't go too fast.
Exactly. I mean, going for frame perfect cutscene skips out here.
So we got Teach in 1000 and Chai right behind him. We've got the dream blocks back here. Now, one thing that we did not talk about in Chapter 2 is the ability to jump out of dream blocks. And in addition to that, you can do a dash, which will give you a hyper dash. In Chapter 2, since we don't have 2 dashes, not really viable. You run out and lose your momentum. But with the extra dash here, it allows us to do some nice movement here as Teach barreling through that 1000 section and getting into the notorious 1500. With 1500 here, we got 2 very long rooms, and they can be very mean if you just run into a death here. Here's the Teach coming up on the first one here.
Yeah. There's 2 very notorious long rooms here. This is the first one.
Oh, nice movement here.
Nice. Oh. Yeah, you can see there's a cycle here. If you get off cycle, you're losing a ton of time.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. The second screen, it's a very cool strat for it. You get a ton of speed at the beginning.
So we used to call this room the triple ultra room, but it has since evolved.
There's like 5
I don't know
now.
how many ultras. So it's just been dubbed the ultra room, where runners just go bananas with all that momentum and the speed there. All right, Chai in that first long room here, making great work. Nice wall bounce. We got Teach coming up to the last section here and jumping into 2000.
Yeah.
All right, quick donation.
No! Chai not
one.
getting his momentum there.
AFC?
Yo.
Donation time?
Yes.
Let's go.
I got you. We have a $25 donation from Hellianne who says, "Go TGH and Chaikitty. Ignore those tempting strawberries and keep going for a great cause."
So tempting.
Nice.
We also have a $5 donation from MDiv who says, "I remember seeing Celeste during a speedrun a while back and being inspired by the game. I got sidetracked and took a while to actually play it, but when I saw it on the schedule for GDQx 2019, I decided to go ahead and binge my way through the main story. This way, now, while I'm watching these speedrunners rock this game, I can be all like, hey, I did that, just slower and with a lot less skill."
Still valid.
Just say, congrats on beating the game.
Thank you. Thank you for playing. Thanks a lot.
All right, if you look at Chai's screen right now, he's going to do a very cool strat where he chained 3 ultras, I believe. And here, there's a very, this is an insane auto-scroll skip. Just watch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so normally you're supposed to take that block so that you can get some momentum and launch yourself. Actually, I guess the intended strat is you take the block the entire way and you ride it, but the old strat used to be we would hyper dash off of the block to get momentum to launch across the screen. Now we just completely skip the block.
That strat only saves 2 seconds. It just shows how optimized this game has come.
But 2,500 meters, this is where the game definitely doesn't mess around. The instrumentation drops out, gets really intense. You got to focus on some of the more difficult screens in Summit. And Tej is going to be coming up to a nice little key skip here. Normally you have to take a bubble that's all the way at the bottom of the area and ride it all the way up to the top to get that key, but we can do 2 precise wall jumps to be able to get enough height to dash up there.
I believe it is intended.
It is.
Oh.
If you look at that screen, there's a 1 block difference between the key side and the strawberry side being symmetrical, right?
Yeah.
And it was designed that way, so 80% would be different than 100% with the berries. And then, of course, you folks come along and break that too. So now
Sorry.
there's sub-pixels and stuff. I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, thanks, but geez.
All right, we got Teach coming in with the door skip here. Getting it there, nicely done. Run is validated.
Yeah.
There was a day where that was considered to be one of the hardest tricks of the game, and now that is like, it fails in comparison.
Yeah, it's like second nature now. And it is crazy to see how much the game has evolved since, the infamous door skip.
All right, Chai is going to be coming up to the last section of Summit. This is 3,000 meter section, and most people refer to this as the actual Summit section because it's not an homage to any other chapter. It's just Summit by itself. And you can see there's checkpoints here, and in this section there's 5 giant rooms, but there's checkpoints scattered around the rooms so that when you die, you don't lose like 3 minutes. And Chai, you know what to do.
Except I hope Chad knows how to count like we count in Celeste, because we kind of skipped some numbers.
Yeah, just a few. Not too many.
What's that, 24? I think that was 24 we said. Is this 23? Yeah.
We were skip 22. Yeah. So yeah, just optimizing. Like, we don't need those checkpoints.
So yeah, and this is to save minimal amount of time, and if the players take a death, they have to revert back to the checkpoint before that one. So very high risk, high reward play going on here.
Let's get a few more donations in before this runs out, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I can help with that. We have a $30 donation from Mangonomicon.
All right.
It's a confusing name. I did my best. They say, first time watching a GDQ event live, I had to donate during Celeste, one of my favorite games of all time. Thanks to the runners for showing me how far I have to go run. We also have a $10 donation from Adrobial, who says, very happy to donate for a great cause. Good luck, Teach and Chaikitty in Celeste. We also have a $75 donation from Ice Coolomery, who says, here at my first TwitchCon and GameSun Quick. Also here for the Celeste run.
Awesome.
Back there somewhere.
All right. Something you might have noticed in this section is that there's updraft and downdraft. In Ridge, you saw that there's sideways wind, but now there's upwards wind and downwards wind, which will actually lower or strengthen the gravity in the room. And runners just have to deal with that.
Yeah, it makes wall bounces very essential within the downdraft section, just so that you can counteract the velocity that's trying to push you down.
Yeah, and it makes jumping off ground spikes possible as well. You can subvert the frame where it checks for your death. And Madeline's not today.
Because if you're holding away from, I'm not even entirely sure how that works. It's if you're holding away from the spikes, the frame where you're gonna jump, you're able to do it, and the fact that the wind is pushing you down allows you to.
Yeah, it's a version of that kind of. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, TGH coming up to the last 2 flags. This flag is it's difficult. It's flag 2. Now he's at flag 1. It's kind of there was already a climax, and now it's just calming down.
And then time is going to be when the skip cutscene happens, and that's time for Teach.
All right.
Coming in at 28:48. And we got Chai on the home stretch here. He's getting through his last section here in flag number 4.
Oh, he skips flag 4. Or 3 even. Wow, what a bold move.
Nice strat there too.
And he skips flag 2.
Don't die, man.
All right, now we're just showing off.
Yo, skip 1, let's go.
Yeah, just skip 1 and just do the whole thing.
All right, yo, guys, can we get some hype for Chai finishing out the Celeste race?
Yeah,
we're going to see 2 sub-30 runs in a marathon showcase. Absolutely insane.
And time for Chai.
Absolutely insane play.
Well, all right, you guys, that was Celeste, any percent. You guys have any closing words before we...
Play this game, please. It's really good.
It's really good.
I'm not paying them.
They're not.
They're not.
He's really not. He's really not. It's an experience that I wasn't anticipating, and it was just a delight the whole way through.
I guess, one thing I just want to say, Chapter 9 released, we didn't get to see Chapter 9 here because this was the 80% race, but Chapter 9 is so huge and content rich that it doubled the size of my favorite game.
Yeah.
And that was free.
Thanks, guys. I mean, it's free because it's hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to have someone pick up the game and be like, oh, I'm not a speedrunner actually. So it's definitely doable if you're not a speedrunner, but it's a lot to bite off. So please check it out if you like. I mean, thank you so much to the speedrun community for having us back again and again. I mean, it's built for you folks, so it's great seeing you here again. So thanks so much. Cheers. I wish that Matt and others could be here too, but I'm just here incidentally. So here I am on the couch.
Yeah, devs are great. Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks everyone. Keep the donations coming too. KungFu's got you hold down.
Yep. Shouts to the Candle Squad.
All right, what an amazing first race. That was a great way to open up the GDQx Marathon. We are going to be right back, everyone. Just gonna play a quick Twitch ad, and we shall see you back soon. All right, everyone, we are back. Don't forget that throughout the weekend, we have some super fun bid wars and challenges for you all to donate towards. Coming up today, we've got the Crash Team Racing character choice. So far, it looks like Spyro is in the lead, but we also have a bunch of other options to pick from, so go ahead and get those donations in for that. We've also got the Marvel's Spider-Man costume choice. And there are some interesting ones in there, so make sure you check them out. We also have some incentives to fill, like the Spider-Man Ultimate mode. Currently, we are $235 in out of the $2,500 incentive. So get those donations in if you want to see that Ultimate mode. While we are setting up for the Bloodstained Run, we're going to get in some more donations. We have a $100 donation from Spooky TV, who says, hanging out in the audience. This is awesome. Good luck this weekend, runners. We have another $100 donation. This is from Jan Bresh, who says, always happy to support the Games Done Quick crew. We have a $25 donation from Akasha Koi. I am always in awe of how the gaming communities come together in such fun fashion to raise money for such great causes. I'm a veteran and follow and know many gamers with disabilities. I have a few of my own. So this is a fantastic cause I can really get behind. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. We have a $50 donation from Nakarashi, who says, another Games Done Quick. I was introduced to the speedrunning scene a little over a year ago and have been watching the streams and VODs pretty much constantly. Great marathons, great causes, and great players. Here's to a fantastic weekend. Just a reminder that we are benefiting able gamers, speaking of great causes. There are millions of people with disabilities who can't play video games without expensive, specialized equipment. The Able Gamers charity helps gamers with disabilities by providing that equipment free of charge. Their mission is to create opportunities that enable play in order to combat social isolation, foster inclusive communities, and improve the quality of life for people with disabilities. We've got a $10 donation from Sammy2, who says, that Celeste race was awesome. Both runners were great. I agree. We have a $15 anonymous donation who says, GDQ starting on my birthday. Good luck, runners. Happy to support a great cause. Happy birthday, Anonymous. I hope you have a great day today. We also have a $5 donation from Lightning Venus, who says, it's GDQ time again. Totally psyched for a great weekend of amazing speed runs. Good luck to the runners. We have a $50 donation from Johnette, who says, these are all for Ben, who likes turtles. And I can count, I think it was almost 100 turtle emoji after that. We've got a $10 donation from SamWise40, who says, wow, this GDQx schedule is amazing. So happy to get my GDQ fix. Good luck to all the runners. We have a $25 donation from Connie Skywalker, who says, love this. Have a great weekend. Looking forward to watch it all. And it looks like we are about ready to go with our blood-stained run. So this is Blood-Stained Ritual of the Night, run by Kenny. So best of luck to you, Kenny. Take it away.